I've been called a lot of names and accused of a lot of things by ER patients, but it's surreal to have a patient accuse me of falsifying their COVID result because they don't believe the virus is real, as I'm actively trying to keep them from dying from multi-organ failure from COVID. The thing is, if they truly believe that COVID isn't real, you can't prove it's right, because if they survive, they'll just be like, oh, it was just the flu or a cold, and if they die, they're dead. So, hey everyone, my name is Jake and welcome to facepalm, where we're going to be looking at stupid people to make ourselves feel better about ourselves, because they're really, really stupid. Like, it's Karen Facebook level most of the time. Enjoy. Oh my god, this was McDonald's drive-thru in England yesterday. This is, no. Please don't tell me this is a queue for McDonald's. They reopened like a few of the stores like the other week. Oh my god. What? It's a McDonald's. Why are you queuing so long for it? Apparently there was 61 cars and the queue is still going, like on the opposite side of the road and behind the restaurant. So like if everyone was waiting, say 2 minutes per order, that's like a 2-hour wait time. You're waiting for 2 hours. Like how bad is your home cooking? Can you believe that with all the problems and difficulties facing the United States, President Obama spent the day playing golf? Worse than Carter. 13th of October 2014. And now, Trump is golfing at his Virginia club amid the coronavirus pandemic. Ooh, it's a bit ironic. All my siblings and myself had chickenpox and measles. My own children all had chickenpox, and I'm pretty sure my son had a mild case of measles. We're all unvaxxed. Yeah, that explains the chickenpox and measles. I don't understand the argument here. Are they arguing that they've had it and they've survived? Like, you know, you could get the thing and not have it and survive. This is a sad representation of America. Obviously, not all America, but Karen and Karen wearing these amazing face masks. That is just, I don't know, it's so good. Roses are red. Why? There's no reasoning. Florida cop claims Burger King put dirt on his food. Investigation reveals it was seasoning. Can you imagine if this guy went to a fancy restaurant where the waiter comes out with the pepper and sprinkles it on? He would be in outrage because, oh, why are you putting dirt on my soup, man? Tide Pods and vaccines share 15 of the same ingredients. And we share like 80% DNA with banana peels. What's your point? Oh, no wonder these people are not giving their kids vaccines. They're really expensive in some places. They could just like buy a load of Tide Pods and feed them to their children. Obama was too scared to run against Trump because he knew Trump would destroy him. That's why Obama retired. Your elevator doesn't quite go all the way to the top, does it? That's what he did. Obama just up and retired. He was like, you know what? I've done enough of this. I'm gonna just take the next few years off. This Ukrainian deputy wearing a homemade face mask. Ah, very good. Yeah, you're gonna protect yourself very well against absolutely nothing. What she could do is put an actual one under it, and then it'd look cool. Because, you know, you don't want the ugly normal face mask, you get the nice design on top of it, and you're protected, instead of that. I often think fondly of the stranger on the subway who saw me playing a game on my phone and told me to read a freaking book, not knowing at the time I was a full-time book reviewer. Like, I wonder what he's up to, or who else he's bothering. This reminds me of when I asked Twitter for their favorite games on the phone for a long flight, and people told me that I should try these things called books. Reading, ever heard of it? New York Times best-selling author Celeste NG? Have you done it before? That's right, guys. If you play like mobile games, console games, PC games, anything like that, you just can't read. It's a known fact, isn't it? Like, you just can't. You just don't see the words. Water 1 mile, or water 1 kilometer. Americans, haha, they're going to the mile, haha. But the Americans are right. A mile is less than a kilometer. 1 mile is 1.6 kilometer. Duh. I'm pretty sure the American spelling for kilometer is the top one, right? And then the bottom one is like the EU spelling or the other English. So the person in the comments is EU, right? That just shows everyone's just as stupid. It's not just Americans. In Germany, escaping prison is not punishable by law. The desire to escape is considered human nature, and inmates will not be punished if they successfully do so. Nancy says, and that's a lie. In America, the minimum sentence for attempting escape is 2 years in prison. I have worked in law enforcement for years and have a law degree. She had one job. It literally says, in Germany, that's the first thing, and then she goes, I'm from the US. Like, okay, maybe you are. Can you read though? Maybe she plays games. That's why she can't read. She must be a mobile gamer. Candy Crush probably? No face masks allowed in store. Lower your mask or go somewhere else. Stop listening to your government. They're dumbasses. This is the store policy for our employees' safety. Please comply or go somewhere else. Wait. For our employees' safety? How is it more safe to have no face mask than it is to have one? In any situation, even if there wasn't a crisis going around. Man rescues whale entangled in nets in Australia and faces 13 lakh fine. An Australian recreational diver who rescued a whale calf entangled in the nets faces a fine of 27,000 Australian dollars, I think, over 13 lakh. For interfering with shark nets. He used his knife to free the whale's fin from the net, which was cutting into its flesh. It's important that people allow the professionals to do their jobs, Queensland Fisheries Minister said. Yeah, sure, I agree that you've got to let the professionals do their jobs, but when you're killing a random whale, save it. What? Why is that $27,000 worth of fine? Congrats to OITNB's Samira Wiley and Lauren Mareely on finally tying the knot. Aww, getting married on the same day as my best friend is absolutely BFF goals. Are there any pics of how their husbands look like? Who's gonna tell her, guys? Who's gonna tell her? What would you do in this situation? I guess if a black hole started pulling the Earth towards it. What the frick are we meant to do? Obviously you just run. I don't want to go to the black hole, I'll just be running the other way. Conspiracy theorists are so confused. 5G causes COVID. COVID is fake, there is no pandemic. Which is it, guys? Yeah, all of that actually. Well, it can't be both. You can't have a fake virus but also have a tower that spreads the virus. What? Actually, it can be both. We're in a simulation, and the laws of physics and laws of anything, they don't exist. It's a simulation run by the government. The government are doing everything, guys. That's a joke, by the way. Please don't take that serious. President's spokesman says he can't speak for the president. Huh? Does that mean he's out of a job or what? Isn't that his whole thing? Florida man kidnaps scientist to make his dog immortal. I'm not saying he was right, I'm just saying I get it. Aww. Like, that's such a nice thing to do, but bro, you can't kidnap people. Like, the scientist was probably terrified. Forgot that the stove is still hot after cooking. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a new one of these. You see, most of these posts are like facepalms that I just don't understand, but this one, it's fair enough, right? The atheist who says, "Why worship a god I cannot see," is now hiding in their home from a virus they cannot see. You can see a virus under a microscope. How many people walk around with microscopes though? Not many, but the point is that viruses can be seen. I know, but it's talking about the physical eye without microscopes. Oh, okay bro. I'm just gonna move on now, I'm not gonna reply. Brightly coloured bird thought to be exotic was just a seagull covered in curry. I saw this a while back. I'm just imagining this bird like flying over and everyone's like, whoa, look at that exotic. And then they just get like a splat of curry in their face. The gender wage gap is real. Should the second stimulus check provide those who identify as women $5,000 and men $1,200? Yes, 21%, no, 79%. Okay, screw this. We will delete the poll and try again later for more accurate results. Your troll votes do not count. You people are pathetic. Wait, you disagreed with me? You must be a troll. We're redoing this until we get the results we want. Man who called coronavirus fake crisis gets infected. Wife in critical condition. You see, why does his wife have to suffer? Well, to be fair, she did marry this guy. And I don't want to be mean, but the top comment says he looks like one of those Easter Island statues, and I can't unsee it. Take your mask off because God's got you covered. We couldn't fit the exclamation mark on, so we put it inside the D, yes. My wife's calculator wasn't working due to a lack of light, so I told her to use her phone. This was not what I was expecting. Big brain move right there. You see, it's gonna charge now. Oh, brilliant. Some dumb guy tried to get a discount on a kayak because it was displayed outside in the rain, as if kayak's sole purpose isn't to be wet. No, I want to display my kayak. I want at least 80% off since you just put it in the rain like that. Get woke, go broke. Vegan cafe that boasted about charging male customers an extra 18% man tax and seating women first is now closing down. Aw, so sad to hear you are closing. What kind of person makes a cafe like that? That's just not good business for anyone. Adult children are costing many parents their retirement savings. Young adults are being forced to rely on help from parents to survive due to overwhelming student loan debt and cripplingly low wages. There, fixed your headline. I think this only applies to the USA, but someone put that health insurance prices has gone up about 400% in the last 5 years or so. Is that real? 400%? I mean, we don't even have to pay. Why has it gone up by so much? Day 1 of my zero waste journey. Used my pasta water from breakfast to make my coffee. Ooh, is it good? No. Hey, at least you're honest. If you enjoyed that video and you want to see more like it, then 2 videos right there. Perfect for you. That you might enjoy them. You might. I think there's a high % chance that you will. If you click them and find out. Thanks.